welcome to this sacred conversation. I am so excited about today. If we are just meeting for the first time, hello there. I am Abiola Abrams. I am the author of the new Hay House book, African Goddess Initiation, Sacred Rituals for Self-Love, Prosperity, and Joy, and the brand new Oracle card deck, African Goddess Rising Oracle cards. This is the Global Goddess Rising Circle, where all month long we are celebrating the divine feminine. And today's guest is someone who I love and adore and has the most beautiful transformational energy. And I cannot wait for you to connect with her or reconnect with her. So all of my folks who are over on Instagram, come on over to YouTube or Hay House's Facebook or my Facebook, because we're going to shut Instagram down in a second so that you can come, so that we can bring on our guest, who is Dr. Carmen Harra. Yes. So, all right, so stay tuned, but you've got to be over on Facebook, my Facebook or Hay House's Facebook or YouTube to join that conversation. So a couple of things before I bring on the amazing Dr. Harra. This Saturday, I have a Goddess Manifesting Circle, and we are doing it at that they wanted to do it because I wanted to make sure that you all come. So it's being subsidized, and it is a part of the Unplug meditation. So check that out at the link tinyurl.com/unplug and manifest. I know it's a long link. tinyurl.com/unplug and manifest. tinyurl.com/unplug and manifest this Saturday at 3:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, sponsored by Unplug Meditation, a manifestation circle. Okay, so we're going to bring on Dr. Harra. She is going to pick a card for you, actually, from my deck, and then we're going to be talking about her exciting new book named Committed, okay? So, all right, Instagram people, I'll see you over on Facebook. Okay, all right, so let's bring on Dr. Carmen Harra and get this sacred conversation started. Hello, Goddess.
Hi, Abiola, I love you. Talking about transformation and a goddess. Look at you, Abiola. Your success is remarkable. You've achieved so much. I'm so proud of you. You're so beautiful. You have such a heart. Your work is extraordinary. You got an award. You know, what else you want? You got it all.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Goddess Carmen. You're going to make me start crying. For those who don't know, I interviewed and connected with Dr. Carmen years and years ago.
Many years ago, yes.
Many years ago. And now, yes, like she said, there's so much that has happened in between. So I thank you for that. I thank you. Let me tell them all about you and how phenomenal a woman you are. I'm sure that they already know, but let me reintroduce you. Dr. Carmen Harra is a world-renowned intuitive psychologist, best-selling author, radio show host, and relationship expert. Over the past 28 years, Carmen has helped over 40,000 people rediscover peace of mind, reclaim personal power, and regain joy. Her clients come from all walks of life, from the lady next door to Hollywood celebrities and eminent politicians, to me, because I'm going to getting ready to start working with her. She doesn't know it yet, but we're going to make that happen. Carmen uniquely combines the normal with the paranormal to deliver powerful and positive change. Tried and tested cognitive therapy coupled with the ancient arts of numerology, mediumship, and incredible intuition. And she has a book about love that you need to get and know about. Her latest book is named Committed: Finding Love and Loyalty through the 7 archetypes. This is beautiful and powerful work. Thank you, Goddess Carmen, for everything that you do.
Thank you, Goddess Abiola, for having me. I'm so grateful for the opportunity. I thank you for your beautiful work. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you for all your time and for everything, because you are so powerful. You're so emotional, and you're so in tune with everything that's happening, and you resonate with the vibration of the world. You're just such a superb human being. I cannot express enough love and gratitude to you.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. One of the things I was really excited about, one of the many things with this book is, I believe, did you write it with your daughter?
Yes. You know why? Because, when you talk about commitment, commitment changed. The concept in itself in commitment is different the way our grandparents used to think of commitment. And then I said, okay, my daughter, she's in her 30s. The young generation has a different understanding about commitment. And commitment comes from the Latin one, committere, which means to give yourself to another person. But the young generation is not so excited about the idea of marriage. They might even date 3 people in the same time. They date online without even seeing each other. They break up on a text message. So I said, this is so different from my generation. We used to believe, we have a different belief system about commitment and finding loyalty. And then I said, let's bring both opinions on board. And we wrote this book together, and I'm super excited by it because it's an interesting perspective. It probably is more complex in a way. So we try to make it easy and simple, and we created some kind of a manual, for the people who are looking for love, and for the people who want to find a person whose definition of commitment matches theirs, because that's the secret to a long-lasting relationship. If you're looking for somebody who has other priorities, than your priorities, that their relationship is not going to last the test of time. And I also said to myself, working with people, like you said, 40,000, probably even more people through over 30 years of working with couple therapy and doing individual sessions for people, I realized that people come with certain set of characteristics. People have traits, people have weaknesses, people have all kinds of emotional issues. So then I realized that all of this stems from human archetypes. And I did my research. I realized that the concept goes back 2,000 years ago to Plato, the Greek philosopher. And that idea, the concept of forms, was taken by Carl Jung, who translated the concept of archetypes in psychology. And then I said, well, if we will understand our own archetype, we will understand who's our match. And then do we know which are the archetypes? And it's so simple. So that I created the number of God, 7, yes. 7 major archetypes. And I made them very easy, very simple. And I also made compatibility between archetypes. And I said, if you are that, you will match that. If you're a narcissist, America noticed 4 years of a narcissistic behavior, and then we always question, how did Melania Trump stay with a narcissistic guy who was a malignant narcissist for 4 years? Well, it did happen because she's a narcissist too. But she's a different type of narcissist, but a narcissist will match another narcissist. And then, interestingly enough, America chose to let go of the narcissist and brought back a wounded warrior, which is another archetype, which is Biden. Biden is somebody who's been wounded, who, poor soul, he lost his kids, he lost his wife, he went through pain, the trauma. The trauma this man went through is beyond the mask, is beyond that surface, will always stay there, imprinted at the cellular level. So the problem is, we choose to go from somebody who had no humility, no way, no disregard from anybody else, who treated Melania the way he treated her, but she didn't care, and then choosing a man who had so much compassion. We went to the extreme, to the 2 poles. And I found that so interesting, so powerful, talking about our emotion and the need that our country had to create this healing process. We needed to heal from the pain and the suffering that we went through for 4 years. So I said this book is something that everybody should look into, to identify themselves, to look into themselves and know who they really are. Because like you talk in your all your work is such a beautiful way. You empower people to find themselves, to find rituals and ways of getting what they want. But the number one lesson in this world is the lesson of love. We all want to be loved. We crave love,
Yes.
desperation. We want to be successful in our relationship, but we have no idea why we attract the wrong kind of guys. And the reason is because we bring in the wrong archetype. So I made it, as I said, a manual. I made it very easy. I made it very simple. And I define in simple terms every single archetype. And an archetype has a dominant trait, and a secondary trait, that is, that can be, in other words, a narcissist can have some other characteristic coming from different other archetypes. And I can tell you, if you want, which are the 7 archetypes. So
yes,
everybody listening, they will actually see how easy this is and how simple it is. So there's an independent archetype, somebody who cannot attach. There's an introvert, and I go inside the book, describe them in great length, how they express themselves, how they work with themselves or with others, where are their problems, their weaknesses, their strength, and so on and so forth. So there's the introvert. So there's the hopeless romantic. Oh my God, the hopeless romantic is in love with love. He's never realistic. He goes blindly for, I don't care who, just to be in love with somebody. And for him, if he finds a narcissist, God help him.
Narcissists, I feel like narcissists hunt certain groups of us, right? I feel like,
yes, at the end of the day, because he has this heightened ego, you know what I mean? He has no compassion, and the world is all about him. And a narcissist has to learn how to learn about sacrifice, to learn about others, to learn about the world around them, but they are reluctant to, and unless, somehow something happens in their life that they can open up to the world around, they will continue on this path forever, and they cause a lot of hurt and a lot of pain and a lot of damage to the people around. So you see how significant it is. Everybody was talking about, we have a narcissistic friend, we have that, but nobody tried to define what is exactly a narcissist. How does he express himself? How does he do what he do? What's going on in here, at the level of his psyche and his brain, where is this coming from? Because every single nobody's born a narcissist, Look at a baby. Is a baby a narcissist? Or is a baby an introvert? Or is a baby a free spirit? Is the baby a wounded warrior? Is the baby an independent? No, it's just a baby.
right,
He's not a sociopath or an addict or none of this.
right.
So what happens down the road of life? That you will become one of these archetypes, no question about it.
Wait. So let's. Okay. So we've got the independent. We've got
So
the
we got the independent.
the
We got the
wounded,
free spirit.
the free
We got
spirit.
the introvert. We got the hopeless romantic. We got the wounded warrior. We got the workaholic. And which do I miss? The introvert, hopeless romantic, free spirit, the narcissist, the workaholic, the independent, and then we have the rounded one. Now the well-rounded one is finally somebody who is capable of commitment, who is really somebody ready for a relationship and ready to stay in a relationship, ready to adjust, ready to sacrifice in case he needs to sacrifice for something. I mean, that is the ideal, because, we all aspire to become a well-rounded archetype. It's not easy, but it becomes possible in time if you go through and if you have the willingness to change the things within you, because every single one of this archetype can get better, can improve. So that's the lesson of the book. Do you want to work on yourself? Then this is who you are. This is the way you express yourself. These are your characteristics. These are your traits. What are you doing? You know what I mean? To become the person that you probably would love to be. How can you get to a fulfilling relationship with this way of expressing yourself? With this
So, for example, So, for example, let's work with, you were saying like the wounded. Okay, so the wounded.
Warrior.
The wounded warrior. So, what would
That
the wounded
typically
warrior?
our president, somebody who went through a loss, somebody who went through pain, somebody who went through a terrible divorce, somebody who went through suffering that was dramatic. That, like for instance, humanity right now goes through trauma. We globally, the collective mind of planet Earth is traumatized by this virus. So, and trauma doesn't go away 1, 2, 3. So
then what do we do? What do we do in order to become more like the well-rounded version in the archetypes?
Only by becoming aware of what archetype. It's exactly like you. If you're not aware you have an addiction, you will continue on the path of self-destruction. You'll continue to have this compulsive disorder personality for many years. Then they will realize I have a problem. I have a problem with alcohol. I have a problem with my personality traits. I have a problem with the way I relate to people. Let me work on myself to identify what it is about me that is wrong. Who am I exactly? What kind of an archetype am I? Who's my match? What do I really do to change? Because we all speak about change. We resonated President Obama when he said, change, let's change. Well, if you change your thinking, you change tomorrow, you create a different reality. So if you become aware of your archetype and the downfall, and the negative character, then you can improve and you can work on yourself and you can be the well-rounded one.
Yes.
These archetypes, you know what I mean, are not written in stones because we are not born like that. We're not born.
The awareness, as you said,
transform.
The awareness is everything. I work with goddess, so I'm really passionate about this.
So right.
Committed is the title, though. So let's talk about
because we want to commit, Abiola. Yeah. We want to commit to a partner. We want to have stability. We want to have the other half. We're just half of the sphere. We're incomplete. We need somebody in our life to complete us, to make us feel fulfilled and enjoy life and celebrate. Women needs a partner. A man needs a partner. And the question comes, you know what I mean? How do we get there to that fulfilling relationship when statistics show that 50% of marriages will end up a divorce, if not more than 50% nowadays? And
so what's the secret?
Is giving yourself to somebody. Who do you give yourself to? Abiola, so the question is for everybody listening, who do you give yourself to? Do you give yourself randomly like that, you're hopeless romantic, and the first person you meet, you just give yourself to?
No.
You're a goddess. You have to find, somebody who resonates with who you are, with your divine within you, with your beautiful self. You work so much on yourself, and all of a sudden you find somebody who drags you down. We see women who go through separation, divorce, and they are crushed by that. They destroy their, they lose their power. How can you turn your pain into power again?
Yes.
You go through something like this, or you should prevent that from happening.
Yes. This is so powerful. And I think that, because so many of us also see ourselves, I see myself in many of the different archetypes that you said. So for example, you said, the wounded archetype, you said the independent archetype, you said the introvert archetype. So when we see, like you said, you have a dominant.
There is a dominant and a recessive aspect of the archetype. So it's very possible you have a dominant trait of an independent, but you have a recessive of a wounded because you went through the experience of being wounded. Mm-hmm. So how can you mitigate? Can you work through the healing? Because you have to go through a healing process. Mm-hmm. Most important thing is to heal yourself. When you have awareness, and you start to acknowledge who you are, who you should, and immediately when you read this book, you said, wait a minute. So I am actually an introvert, I have problems with communication. I have problems with opening up. I have problems with trust. A lot of people have problems with trust because I've been betrayed before. So without even realizing, I can't open up again. So without knowing, I'm becoming an introvert when it comes to relationship. How do I go about that? How do I heal that? How do I heal the past? And how do I bring in somebody who's my match? You know, me as an introvert, who am I going to match with? Am I going to match with a narcissist? Of course not, because the narcissist is not even going to look at me. It's going to make me feel worse about myself.
Yes,
you know?
yes.
I was so inspired by your work with the goddesses. I said, this is brilliant idea. It's genius.
It's the archetypes, like you said, like knowing which
all
goddess.
These beautiful goddesses that they represent the power of the archetype. I mean, I was thinking about Isis. You know what I mean? That the Egyptian goddess who actually. You should continue your work on goddesses, because there are so many extraordinary goddesses that you can continue as a series. Do a series.
I'm thinking of doing the next
do a series
on goddess archetypes, specifically because I started working with the goddess archetypes. I have a quiz, and so
that's genius.
Everything that we've been talking about is so in alignment.
Think of Minerva, that was the goddess, the Roman goddess of wisdom.
Yes.
Think of the Isis again, who used to help souls to transcend into the afterlife.
Yes,
she gave birth to Horus. You know, I mean, all this history.
Which goddess? Sorry, Goddess Carmen. Which one do you represent? Do you feel like you resonate with?
You know,
you have such powerful goddess energy.
Because I was just so much thinking, who am I? Who am I? And you know who I relate? I think I relate to a goddess that is in the Freya. Have you heard of Freya in the mythology?
Yes.
Because that woman has a very strong male, you know, attitude. You know, she's all about love, but she's all about fight, you know. And women nowadays, you know, we stand up for ourselves.
Yes, she is you, because she's about love, she's about marriage, and then she's also in her the Frigg counterpart that she has. She's about clairvoyance and psychic powers. So
right. But also she's ready for the battle. She will not let anybody put her down. And women nowadays, I see this goddess in the women in the Me Too movement. I so love that women are, you know, finally waking up and saying, hello, Mr. Man, who are you to decide if I'm supposed to have a baby or not? You know, I'm the one giving birth.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
What rights do you have to decide, you know?
Yes.
What am I supposed to do with my own body? So that here's where women stand up. I see this movement of women in power, like awakening of the goddess within ourselves. And that's what you do. Yes. And that's why you're a winner. And that's why you're you know what I mean? Your path is more clear, and you're going to go so far. You know, I think I'm a little bit intuitive, and I see you far, far, far through your career, because you are so authentic. Abiola, you're so real. You're so real. You're so pure. You have such a kindness in your heart, and your smile. You conquer the world with all your qualities. You're amazing.
Thank you, Goddess Carmen. Thank you. I love you too. Wait, there's a question for you. Someone has a question. So Beautiful Brown Queen wants to know, what does it mean if you feel like you can relate to all of them? So she relates to all of the archetypes that you mentioned.
It's possible. It's possible. You know, I mean, in life, we go through phases. There are moments when you feel like hopeless, and you feel like a hopeless romantic. There are moments when you feel like, okay, you went through a loss and you become a wounded warrior, and then you recover from that. But you have a moment at some point when you can be narcissistic, because it's like the circumstances. But if you heal that, if you become aware, you can go through phases. And you know what it means? You go through all the phases and you reach the final destination, which is becoming the well-rounded one. So then you went through all of them, you learn about them, you know what I mean? You know what it is to be each of one of them. And then at the end you say, but I got there, and now I know, and now I control everything. And I know how to react, I know how to act, I know who to bring in my life, I know who I am, I can be which one I want to be, but probably I don't want to be any of them. I want to be the most complex one, the more evolved one. Because going through phases means evolution. You know, and this is a universal law, and we evolving. So I think it's fascinating to relate to all of them.
It is. It is. So, Goddess Carmen, will you please give us a number, pull a card for us from the deck? So I'm going to shuffle the deck and you please give a number. And this will
I give you a number of the deck. Okay, I need number 11.
Okay. I'm laughing because I usually say pick a number between 1 and 11. And this time I did it. And of course you picked 11. So this will be a reading for the people who are here, some guidance for them for the week. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we have a jumper. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So let's see. So this is our 11. And then let's see what our jumper card is. So we pulled out the card of seasons, which means that if you are experiencing something, this too shall pass. Exactly what Goddess Carmen said. Whatever it is that you are dealing with, wherever you are, you can shift, you can change. You know, everything is temporary. Everything is temporary, whether it's good or bad or
that's
up or
so
down.
true.
You know, it is all temporary. And then we pulled the card of rage.
These are so beautiful.
Emotion.
Oh my God, I love them.
Yes, 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 yes.
It's so beautiful.
Yes.
They like magic. They have a magic. There's magic in this card.
They are. And
I
pray on every, on every deck that each person, as they touch the cards, as every person opens the deck and touches the cards, that they feel a healing and love in their hearts and in their energy. And so
they transformational. These cards, they transform. That's why people go buy these cards, because they transform. They change your understanding about who you are. And that card is like waking you up to what you need to do. And what is significant in your life right now. You get your answer from a higher realm, from a higher dimension, and you access magic into your life. What is that more beautiful than that? You bring magic, and it is a tool of shifting consciousness. It really is.
It really is. It really is. And Goddess Carmen, before you go, will you please pick a winner from the comments? Unfortunately for YouTube people, the winner that she has to pick has to be from Facebook, because that's where Hay House is. Goddess Aurora said, what is rage sharing with us today? It's about our emotions, and just deal with, as Goddess Carmen said, whatever you're dealing with, deal with it, heal it. Awareness allows us then to deal with what we're going through. Okay, so please pick from the Facebook people, whoever's name resonates with you, who you feel like should be the winner of a deck today.
Is there anybody with a name like Maria? Anybody? Mary?
Let's see, Maria or Mary. There was one earlier that I saw. Let's see. Yes, there's Mary Panaccio on Facebook. Mary Panaccio. Mary Panaccio, you are the winner.
Hi, Mary. We love you.
We love you very much. So everyone, go get committed. The book, the beautiful book from Dr. Carmen Harra, and you can work with this world-renowned psychic and psychologist. Dr. Carmen, please tell them how to find you, how to work with you, everything else that you have going on.
Very easy. I'm on every social media. They can find me Instagram, Carmen Harra, Facebook, and they can also send me an email at my name, Carmen Harra, one word, @AOL.com. I still have American Online for like 30 years. And that's the easiest way, or carmenharra.com. Through my name, they can find me right away.
Thank you so much for blessing us.
I love you, my Abiola. I'm grateful for your time.
I'm grateful for your beautiful light in this world. Thank you, thank you, thank you for paving the way for so many of us and still putting forward your light. I appreciate you, and I love you.
May God bless you and all of you watching this. We wish you to find love, stability, harmony, peace, and overcoming whatever trauma we collectively going through right now. Let's be strong together.
Let's be strong together. We receive that. Thank you, Goddess Carmen.
Thank you, Goddess Abiola.
Everyone.
We love you.
We love you.